Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is February 6th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland has greenlit a coup d'etat targeting the Kremlin Palace in Moscow, Russia, on the morning of February 7th of 2026, specifically to trigger the mutual assured destruction scenario as pretext for all-out nuclear World War III. So exactly how this event is going to transpire in reality is obviously not known, but it is going to remove Vladimir Putin from the presidency of Russia, which is going to send a shockwave through the government of Russia. And just a few hours ago, the CIA staged an assassination event targeting Russian General Vladimir Alexeyev in Moscow, Russia. This guy is a general in the Ministry of Defense of Russia. He's of high level, and he's now in hospital, and he's likely going to be killed in this, what appears to be a ritualistic CIA blood sacrifice is offered up to this impending attack on another Vladimir named Vladimir V. Putin. So although the CIA could stage an arrest of Putin, such as a court-martial, or stage an assassination event, or a bombing, the most likely event for the morning of February 7th, 2026, Moscow time, is some sort of coup d'etat. Military coup d'etat featuring a storming attack with special forces, likely resulting in a prolonged hostage crisis, massacre, or terror event. And exactly who the CIA is going to frame or blame for this, or scapegoat for this impending event, is obviously not known, but it could be opposition forces within the Russian government, which are backed by Russian armed forces and special forces, Spetsnaz. It could be NATO special operation forces under the guise of a French, Italian, German, UK, and US and Ukraine-backed military, like decapitation strike, similar to what they did to Nicolas Maduro back on January 3rd. It could be Ukraine armed forces. It could be U.S., Israeli, or Ukraine-backed Al-Qaeda or ISIS forces. Or they could stage a B-21 Spirit bunker buster bombing attack or something to that effect, which neutralizes Russian President Vladimir Putin. But what is most important to recognize is that it is the assassination of Vladimir Putin. It doesn't really matter who they blame it on, because this is going to be a catalyzing force for World War III by the Russian Federation, and in the aftermath of Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky stating in public that somebody should kidnap Vladimir Putin, in the aftermath of the Maduro strike in Venezuela. Russian military personnel responded to this, saying, and I'm paraphrasing, that this would be seen as as an unforgivable act of war that would that they would never stop trying to avenge this. So this is basically, we all know Putin was former KGB, but what Putin is, regardless of what the propaganda in the media in Europe and the United States says, is he is stability for Russia. And so his removal on the date of February 7th is going to bring instability to the Russian Federation, and it's likely going to result in a hardline communist dictator seizing power in the power vacuum that will predictably follow. And then what that person does with the Russian military forces is likely going to result in the mutually assured destruction scenario, which I previously mentioned, because Russia will, and they would invade they would fully take Ukraine, probably within a day or two. They would definitely go into Poland, likely Germany, and likely all the states, possibly even Finland, but most likely all the states that were previously part of Russia during the Soviet Union, such as Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, all the way down, possibly even going into the Balkans, such as Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia, etc. So obviously, the goal is to basically, Russia's the bear, and it's to poke the bear, and that's what that movie, Cocaine Bear, was all about. Was designed to foreshadow is Russia going crazy in the aftermath of their beloved leader. I mean, he's been in power now. He's been in power. This is his third presidency. He was in 12 years. He was out 4 years, and now he's in since 2012. So 2024 was already 12 years. So I think he's been in power almost 30 years. So as with all CIA assassinations, terror attacks, and wars, it always, and I mean always, has the numeric signature of the CIA in Switzerland, the first Jewish state. So we see this, firstly, the date of February 7th marks exactly 5,024 days since Putin became president of Russia for a third time, back on May 7th of 2012. Obviously, the number 24 equates to the letter X, which is international symbol of death. But because the number 5, which doubles as an S, we have SX, which is 6. And so that is the Star of David, which is found on the flag of Israel, which suggests that whoever they blame this on, it's going to be executed by Israeli special forces. And also SX, or as in sex, because Putin's going to get fucked on this date. Coincidentally, the date of February 7th marks exactly 165 months since Putin became president of Russia, back on May 7th of 2012. And so in the event of a second event on this particular numerology, it would be 2 events, 2/166, and of course this has 26 twice, which equates to the letter Z in the English alphabet, which is an acronym for Zionism, and then it has the number 16, and the CIA logo has a 16-pointed star. So this is an attack by the CIA in Switzerland that has ordered their Israeli special forces to neutralize Russian President Vladimir Putin on this particular date to trigger World War III. Secondly, the date of February 7th marks exactly 26,786 days since Vladimir Putin was born in Stalingrad, Russia, back on October 7th of 1952. And of course, the number 26,786 again has the number 26 twice, which equates to the letter Z in the English alphabet, which is an acronym for Zionism. And the date of October 7th, Putin was born on October 7th, 1952. In the event that Putin dies on February 7th of 2026, it would mark 2 such events in 881 months. So the date of February 7th is 880 days or months since Putin was born, and so it would be 2 such events in 881, and 81 is the National Day of Switzerland, August 1st of the year. Lastly, the date of February 7th marks exactly 39,539 days since the Bolshevik Revolution on November 7th of 1917. And so what we see here is Putin gets into office on May 7th. He's born on October 7th, and the Bolshevik Revolution was on November 7th. And we have 777, and that number is found in the tetragram of Yahweh, which is the highest god of Judaism. And so this is a Zionist operation, basically to trigger World War III. There's also the possibility, of course, of Putin being sniped, or in the aftermath of this video report, him dying in some other form or fashion, possibly under the guise of suicide, or some sort of health-related issues. but the most likely scenario for the date of February 7th is some sort of storming attack by Israeli special forces that is subsequently blamed on an internal coup, a Ukrainian attack, a NATO attack, or some sort of U.S. Backed ISIS or Al-Qaeda related attack. So obviously, if this happens, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.